Okay, so Dispatch just landed for Claude, and it's a pretty big deal because this is kind of removing that last layer of friction that we all had when we're building our own AI operating system to mimic that of OpenCLAW and other such variations. Point being, now they've come full circle, and instead of having to use something like Claude Remote with the CLI, we have access to co-work directly, and that's really important because not everybody could use the CLI. A lot of people aren't really technical, and even the thought of using an IDE scares them. So what they've done now is they've essentially taken this user-friendly interface with co-work and they've turned it into something that closes that loop for our AI operating system model. If you haven't seen my AI operating system videos, you can check them on the screen now, walk you through the entire process on how we bridge the gap between building our own system like OpenCLAW securely inside Claude Code, but with the consulting methodology attached to that so that you can go and build it for other businesses as well as for yourself. Anyway, in this video, we're going to go through Dispatch. We're going to look at all of its features, see what we can do, see what its current limitations are at the time of me recording this, and then we're going to build something in our environment. So let's get into it. Cool, so here we are at the main screen, and you can see I have not touched this. I haven't even set this up yet. It literally just came out. So their idea here is co-working on the go. Dispatch tasks to Claude and check in from your phone or computer in one continuous conversation. So your phone is like a walkie-talkie. You can communicate with Claude on your computer. And that's what we've been doing, right? In the AIOS model, we've been using Telegram or Slack to send all of our messages from our phone because we get much better functionality. Point is now we don't need to do that anymore. And it's all inside this secure ecosystem, all within inside Claude. That's why this is such a big deal, because we don't need any third-party stuff anymore. So we have more resilience, more security, and it's all part of our subscription as well. So let's come on over and get started over here. One thing to keep in mind, they do remind you that you actually need to have your computer on. So obviously if this thing goes to sleep, that's going to be a problem. But it's not the biggest deal because there are ways that you can keep your computer awake with Claude anyway. So all I'm going to do is on the screen now, you can see we've got a QR code, and then on my phone recording, you can see that we've got co-work with thumbs, and it's just a way to link our phone to this. So I'm going to go and pair with the desktop. And there we go. I didn't even have to scan the QR code. That's pretty cool. It knew that I was on my phone because I was already signed in. So you can see over here, keep Dispatch running. So we give Claude access to your files. So that's obviously if you want to, you need to take into consideration what you're giving it access to. One of the methods that we talk about in my channel is to just give it a specific dedicated folder, and inside there you build your specific rules and things like that of how your system runs. Much better to take a guarded approach than to just let this thing run wild with your computer, but obviously you do you. Then over here, you see we can keep our computer awake, prevent sleep while Dispatch is running. That's pretty handy depending on what you're doing, especially if you're just using this as a server and it's not your daily computer. You obviously want this thing always on so that it's always doing the job that it's supposed to be doing, and you can access it whenever you need it. Then it can also browse for us, which is a great feature. Now, you don't always need this functionality. You can use Playwright with actual scripting, so you don't use tokens or MCP at all for the testing, because a lot of the time you don't need to. I have a video on that on my channel as well, just to kind of get around this whole using Claude to do everything in your browser for you when it doesn't really need to. And then you can also have all of your connectors. So all of our MCP and things that we're currently connected to in our systems, we have that functionality. So we can just hop over here and finish our setup. I'm just going to give this access to everything because this is an entirely dev environment. But you can see over here, even if we forgot to toggle things earlier, you can change your mind later on. They've got toggles for us over here. So instead of just typing something on my PC, I'm going to flip back to my phone and I'm going to say, hey, let's check out my Mansel deployments. So this is just testing whether our connectors actually work. You can see we've got an orange message sent directly from my phone. Now it's going to run away and do its thing, and if everything's working as it should in this research preview, I'm just going to hit always allow. So obviously this is all controllable from your phone. I wouldn't have to sit here and click on my PC. I guess that's just an old habit. And there we go. We got back our projects from Mansel, so we've tested at least one of the connectors. So that's pretty cool. But obviously this brings up other things, because I've got tons of skills and workflows in here that I've built on going to market and doing research out there for my clients and researching prospects and things like that. So maybe we want to be able to control that stuff from our phone. So let's run my research lead pipeline. Firing up research lead pipeline now, and this is going to run through my entire pipeline that you can see a video on, where we built this whole go-to-market operating system so that we can get all of our research done for us and just have the output that we need to reach clients on LinkedIn at scale. Point is, I just initiated all that on my phone. Now, realistically, I might run this on a schedule. This is just for proof of concept here. The point is, any skills that you have in your environment, they're now runnable. I can interact with this back and forth anywhere that I need to remotely. So that whole functionality of APIs to Telegram and worrying about whether your memory is working correctly and things like that, it is now irrelevant. And even in this research preview that is out, it is clearly working the way that it needs to be working. So I haven't set this up for this demo, whichever this is a live demo. So point is now, what this is doing here is you no longer just have this chatbot on your phone that is, useful, but you can't actually run your workflows. Now you can do that. You can do whatever you want on your desktop with your phone as long as you've built out that functionality beforehand. But even if you haven't, we could just open up our phone and get this thing to build what we needed to build on the fly in our little folder space in our AI operating system. We can build skills on the go with a skill creator. We can build plugins that we need to. It's really just the same functionality over here with more security, with the robustness of Claude's ecosystem. And so here the pipeline ran, but that's obviously not what I'm trying to showcase here at all. It's more just to showcase that I did this all from my phone with an existing skill and plugin system that I have as a part of this. But then maybe something more important. You have a file on your computer. You absolutely need to be able to use this thing, but you didn't back it up to your cloud. Luckily, you gave Cowork access to that. So we could have a look and say, what's in my downloads folder? Is my lease agreement there? So now this thing can just run away and it can go and check our downloads folder. We're going to give it access. And there we go. Yes, it found 3 copies of it in downloads and then documents. So again, you can see the use case here. We now don't just have full functionality of our AI operating system, but we can access our entire computer, all of our files. This closes that gap entirely between just having Claude or just a chatbot or needing something like OpenCLAW. There was already 3 months ago when it came out, I had videos saying that we absolutely don't need to use that when you can build your own secure version with Claude. And now it's just come full circle as we all thought it would. Something to note though, it is one long persistent thread, so you can't have multiple chats open in the same sense that you would in your IDE or something like that. But do you really need that functionality? Another thing that you need to think about is a lot of what you're doing with your AI operating system, it's going to be scheduled or it's going to be attached to rules. If you don't know what rules are, they're just things that help govern how Claude works. And they kind of tie in with hooks. Hooks allow us to do things pre-tool use, post-tool use, stuff like that, which just has useful features in the sense of if I'm bringing a PDF document into my environment, I don't want AI to read the PDF because it's massively inefficient. So you could have a pre-tool use hook that fires whenever a PDF comes in to break that down into text into a format that the AI can read efficiently. That would be one way to do it. You can also prevent specific commands from running as a pre-tool use hook. So if you didn't want to have RM-RF in your environment or give it the ability to do certain things in your environment, you would have that as a pre-tool hook. Point is, the idea here is that we're not trying to do every single thing on our phone. Most of it is already working for us quietly in the background. The use with this specific app is just to bridge the gaps where we need that real-time access over here. Because realistically, with having all of this is to do less work, not do more work, despite where you are. That's not what we're trying to achieve here. But I digress. I definitely think this is going to get a lot more functionality later on down the line. It's doing pretty well for its first day out. I don't think there's anything more to go into the video at this point because I've already got videos showing remote builds on my channel. I also have the entire AI operating system model explored in various videos that you can watch on my channel as well. I just wanted to get this out because I think it's a really important concept now that we have closed this loop. So I hope this super quick video was helpful. Leave some comments below. I'd love to talk about different concepts you think you would have for this type of thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.